Welcome back to Edgework, part of the Hammer Betting Network, presented by FanDuel Sportsbook. I'm Zack Phillips, joined here today by Alex Moretto and Matt Alber to close out the week. Before we get into the games last night, before we get into the games for tonight, give out best bets, get to our anytime goal scorer, parlay, round robin, get your Alber units back, whatever you want to call it. I want to remind people that today's show, as always, is sponsored by FanDuel. The NHL is back, and FanDuel is bringing you more action than ever because everyone knows hockey just hits different. Load up a power play with the hottest same-game parlays found on the Parlay Hub. Lace them up and follow your bets with player, prop, tracking, or bet on the fly with the Pulse. The hunt for the cup starts here. Get more from the NHL with FanDuel, North America's #1 sportsbook as well. Right now, new customers can kick off the season with $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Just place any $5 bet. You get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Disclaimer, please play responsibly. You must be 19 plus and physically located in Ontario. Gambling problem? Call 1-866-531-2600. That's 1-866-531-2600 or visit connexontario.ca. Let's get into, actually, wait, I have something I noticed for the first time ever. I was going to get into the games last night and where we're going to go for the games tonight, but you guys ever notice that the opening montage or logo or intro that plays says special guests? You guys ever seen that? It says hosted by me, you guys, and then it goes to like this montage and it's like special guests. Does Chris think that Knish is a special guest?
Oh my God. God help us.
Does Chris think Knish is ever going to be invited on to Edgework?
I watched the intro once when it was sent over and I was like, oh, this is sweet. And then every time you play it every day, I'm staring at a different screen.
Well, usually once I play it, I look somewhere else as well. But it was today I looked back because I was doing something on a different screen. Look back. Peek behind the scenes. We have the bar that shows us how long is left on the intro. I think Moretto can see it as well. I don't know if Albert can, but it shows us. So I look back to just check and make sure where I was at. And as I looked, it's a special guest. I'm like, what the hell? Like, we've had one guest ever, and it was Joey K. I don't know about calling that a special guest, but anyways, let's get into last night's game and what went on for us on the ice. And with our best bets, we go 1-3 last night for sides and totals. Sharks lose 5-4 to the Blues. We'll get to that. The Jackets, Wilds, over 6, -120. That one closes over 6.5 plus 100 there. For where we bet it, that one loses. That game finishes 3-2. Dallas, -110, closes -130 for us. That one wins. And then the Buffalo Sabres, -104, closes at -111. I'm just also pulling these numbers from quickly what I'm reading on the BetStamp screen, just for every context out there of what I'm saying. And the LA Kings beat the Buffalo Sabres 3-1 there. Tough night for us. Things looked okay to start. We do go 2 for 5 on the anytime goal scorer parlay, but
Eriksson Ek, our king.
Yeah, you're king. Moretto, what the hell went wrong for us last night?
Well, who does Darcy Kemper think he is? Does he forget that he sucks? 3.5 goals saved above expected. Just sewers the Sabres, and the Sabres sewered themselves too. Like, the amount of chances they had to win that game. I didn't watch a lot of it. I was mostly dialed into the Habs game or watch along Thursday Night Football. There's so much going on right now. It's hard to stay dialed into one thing, but I'm we're getting the constant updates from So Money and stuff too. And I'm tuning in 5-on-3 penalty shot. They score a second after the period ends. I saw Bowen Byram hit the crossbar, like the underside of the crossbar. Then they miss a mad scramble in front of the net after it. And then they start taking a million penalties late and blow the game. So just classic Sabres. They make me sick. And so do the Sharks. Can't hold on to a lead. Mackenzie Blackwood sucks. Sharks suck. That's basically what happened last night. Good thing we can always count on the Stars. I'm just gonna hit them 82 times this year, and we're gonna probably win about 70 of them. So that's the new plan.
Connor saying there, not sure who I dislike more, the Sharks for blowing a 3-goal lead or the Blues coming back from that lead and killing any potential to back them in Vegas tonight. It's a tough game, tough loss for us. It's one of those ones I was looking at before as I was getting ready to shut it down for the night. And I'm like, okay, well, not being the greatest night here for us so far. We only have the half unit in this Sharks game, but it at least kind of cleans things up a bit. It makes it a little bit easier. 2-2 is a little bit easier to come on the show and say, we lost out on the juice or whatever. 1-3 makes it harder, and doing it in the fashion that it happened, extra tough.
I will say the Sharks are probably the wrong side though. They got caved in, but the Sabres were the right side. Yeah. I mean, you know what? Them's the bounces. We'll be fine.
Alber, you weren't on the show yesterday, but you've had a pretty good start to the season so far, I guess, to an extent here on the Edge Work show. How was yesterday for you?
Yesterday was good for me, mostly because I don't just blindly tail Moretto anymore. But no, I played in. That was okay. That was a long time coming.
I didn't know you ever blindly tailed me.
For the best right now. No, I actually played kind of the first period over in Boston, which I never do. I never play those. I just kind of like the angle with Swayman, not having seen any kind of live action since the playoffs last year. Kind of an angle I like to play during the preseason. Now one kind of got home, and then the Red Wings over got home as well.
Are we really going to just let Albert come on here and just pass posts? Like,
I wanted to give him a chance to.
Just gonna start listing an 8-0 night.
Pump himself up. I wanted to give him a chance.
I actually went 27-2 last night.
Yeah.
No, it's been a good start to the year.
I wanted to give him a chance, Moretto. It's basically been a year and a bit of him just having to come on here and get dunked on every day. Wanted to give him one day. I didn't even know. I wasn't sure. Like there was a chance that it was going to be bad. It was good. So
well, that was an over 80% chance, I'd say, based on history.
Yeah, I know.
That Red Wings over was a good look though. I did talk about that on the show yesterday. How I liked it. I didn't end up on it, and I knew the second the game started, and I didn't end up on it. I'm like, this is gonna fly over, and yeah, it did.
All right. If you're in the chat here as well, send your anytime goal scorers for tonight throughout the course of the show. As games come up, I want to make sure to star them. I want to save them till the end if you guys have ones that you like, and then we'll go through and evaluate them. Maybe we'll be a little bit pickier today because only 4 games. I mean, we don't want to end up with like 6 guys and having to be rooting for a couple of guys in the same game to be doing that. It's just going to kind of put us in a little bit of a tough spot for any round robins that might be occurring as well. So send them in there, and we'll try to star them and get to them at the end of the show as well. If you're watching, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Viewership through the first week has been incredible, so thank you guys very much for showing up and participating. As for some of the other games, or one of the other games last night that I wanted to get to, the Maple Leafs go into New Jersey. I'm not doing this to talk about the Leafs. Let's just be clear here quickly as well. They go into New Jersey and kind of put the boots to the Devils right away. Is this a matter of this Devils team being a little bit fraudulent and maybe getting a little bit overhyped after 2 wins against the Sabres? Are they that good? Moretto, what are your thoughts on New Jersey and kind of how they've looked through the first 3 games of the season so far?
I'm not going to come on here and say they're bad, the Devils, but I did talk about it on Monday. I do think they're overrated. I don't think this team is as good as the market seems to believe they are. The hype they're getting for President's Trophy, winning the division, all that stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's like obviously that's within their range of outcomes this year, but I think they are definitely overrated. I think this is a bit of a softer team. Not a team that's going to kind of play the hockey you need to win at the right time of year. Now, maybe that doesn't matter for them in the regular season, but I don't know. We saw it last night. They struggled to generate much. The power play didn't look good. They basically fall behind big early. And normally when you see that happen, you're going to see fight back. You're going to see pushback. You're going to see a team kind of take over. At least like the underlying numbers should favor them quite a bit, considering they're down 3-0 and chasing the whole game. But that wasn't the case. Like Hildeby didn't really have to do much. The Devils never really pushed back. Didn't do it for Keefe. Maybe it was coming back from Prague, and they probably had a great time after those 2 wins, and maybe they're still suffering a little bit. But I don't know. That's their home opener. They already had a couple games under their belt. Leafs on a back-to-back with travel. It was a embarrassing display from the Devils, and I don't think this team is as good as the market believes, and I'm gonna be looking to fade them at different points this season. So we'll see. I know Alber's very much on a different line of thought here.
Alber, I'll let you take over. You feel opposed to that?
Yeah, look, I would love if the Devils sucked. I still think they're a really good team. And obviously at some point here, they're going to get Pesci back and Luke Hughes back. Like, I do agree that they're not exactly set up well for playoff success. I still think they're going to be near the top of the Metro, if not win the Metro, and like be near the top of the East during the regular season. I just think they have too much talent, too much kind of depth, especially kind of now you look on the back end. Like they turned their weakness last year into a strength, then they brought in Markstrom. Like I still think this is a really, really good team.
Fair enough. I don't really have any pushback on either side of that. I think that there's kind of some stuff yet to be seen. I know that's kind of a on the fence statement at this point in time, but yeah, 3 games. Think it's a little early, as well as Rich H pointed out. There's a lot of days off from Europe. I do think that probably plays a little bit of a factor. Like not too much. You're an NHL players, you should be ready to go, but you've got Toronto coming in off the back-to-back. They're right in it. They've been here the whole time. New Jersey's coming back. There is an adjustment period there. So who knows? Who knows? Maybe
Should we go head to head on this one, Albert?
Yeah, we got to do something here.
What about their point total? Their season point total.
I was going to say I was looking
102.5.
I don't see. Is that what it is?
That's what I had. Yeah, that's what it was basically like. Not just FanDuel, like pretty much market wide was 102.5.
Before yesterday.
After the first 2 games, but before yesterday. Yes. So they were 2-0 at that point.
How about Devils to finish top 2 in the Metro? Will you give me that?
I don't know, you're so confident they're going to win the President's Trophy. Why not just 102.5? So they're going to have to hit over 110 at that point.
That was. I mean, not to finish.
I do think Carolina's better. I think the Rangers are better. Do the Rangers put the same emphasis on the regular season? I'm not sure. If you won't do the head to head on the point total, that's fine. I'll do top 2, but I would prefer to do the 102
last night. Go 1.5. They lost last night.
101.5.
Yeah, sure. You got to give me a point after losing last night.
Sure. 101.5 head to head. Right. Lock it in.
Put it on the board. I hope they lose for the record. I hope they end up with like 72 points. Would be great, but.
So 101.5 Moretto on the under for the season and Alber on the over. That has been added to the sheet. For those of you who have not seen the sheet yet, we did tweet it out the other day. I'm going to post it in the chat there right now. You can check that. I'll pin it in there as well for everybody who wants to see. But you head over to the sheet. Should be able to take a look at season long. If you want to look at the total futures that we've had, the whole portfolio as well. You can see it broken out into who has what date these were all tracked at. So we'll try to do that the best that we can. I see basically.
I appreciate this from Charles as well. I'm not going to forget this either. You definitely can owe me one of the next head to head.
Yes.
So the best part of this is nobody realizes that you actually owe me from a head-to-head still. So.
From what? Oh, from Leafs Bruins in the playoffs last year. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
We're not throwing shots.
That wasn't like me giving you a point. That was just you wanted the Bruins to lose. I wanted the Leafs to lose, so we just crossed on it as opposed to betting it into we both just emotionally hedged our. I didn't give you any. You didn't give me any like points or anything like that. Anyways.
The emotional hedge head to head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gave you points given. Hold on. No. We went with the no vig penny price on that series. We did not.
But that worked for you as well. You got the no vig price as well. We both just met in the middle.
Oh yeah. No, I'm not. I thought you were claiming we bet this at plus 100.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Albert, we're saying that he gave you the point.
Yeah,
that's where it's owed.
On something else. That's fine.
Okay. He owes you from the loss or from the bet earlier.
Point somewhere else.
All right.
I will make that point up to you. I also had to give a point to Joey Knish. We spent like a day and a half negotiating this Red Wings season point total bet that we now have on the side. And we were literally to the point
I would have given him
over
5
like 3
points.
cents.
Yeah.
I would have given him 5
You were
points.
haggling him for 1 point.
Oh, we were arguing. I think it was Friday. I think Wednesday night we were arguing over like 3 cents or something. And that went exactly how you thought it would. Like
that's
was
honestly
right.
the
Well,
least
that's why you
surprising
both
to know that
lose
you
so
and
much.
Kanish. Yeah, like
Honestly, I'm glad you guys are so price sensitive because you guys fire so many losers that if you weren't, you'd be in rough shape. So
the end bet for those who obviously are going to care about this is 89 even money. We went with the difference between the Circa price and the FanDuel price.
nice. Congrats. Good luck.
Just I need care so much. So
yeah, appreciate it. Okay, 3 goal scores have been sent in the chat here so far. Whoever else has them, please send them. Hit the like button. Let's get to tonight's games. No more discussing these ridiculous bets that we have for the season. Let's get to it. Right now, Tampa Bay. Is this game? Yeah, hold on. Is this game still on? Is there anything
Carolina.
here? No update.
yeah,
I know it's in Carolina, but it's still good to go.
Fine.
yeah,
Carolina's
Tampa
fine.
traveled like a few days early. They've been there for a while.
That was more my concern, not the Carolina situation. Okay, so there you go. Sorry, that was just a what.
Yeah.
I looked at the schedule and I was like, what? My bad. Tampa on the road here at Carolina. Tampa plus 116. Carolina minus 140, total of 6.5, minus 106 to the over, minus 114 to the under right here on FanDuel. Alber, let's go to you. What are your thoughts on this game? Do you have anything for us?
So I don't have anything on it. I did lean towards Carolina. Some of the early prices around minus 120, minus 125. Kind of decided against it. I know I am a little lower on Tampa than the market seemed to be, but with this move towards Carolina, maybe that's not necessarily the case. I am kind of curious to see how this top line for Tampa kind of plays together now, bringing in Jake Gensel. Like, I think that's such a good fit on that line with Point and Kucherov. Like, that to me is going to be one of the best lines in all of hockey this year. I do kind of like Jake Gensel's anytime goal scorer prop. I think we can maybe look at that when it comes to our parlay here.
Well, if you want to play it
Carolina-
separate, though, I would say this. Hold on, timeout. I'm sorry. If you want to play it separate here, we're fine to play these separate. They don't all have to go in the parlay. I just want to make that clear.
No, I think we can hold off, honestly. I think there may be another one that I like better a little later.
Alber's
Is that
desperately
what
going
we're
to try and
on?
protect that 2-1 record right now.
Yeah, I know.
He's elected
I
the rest
mean-
of the-
So quick sidebar. What was it? About 3 minutes after I won my first play of the year in that first Europe game, did I say I'm retiring for the season at 1?
Yes.
So that's
Yeah.
not completely out of the realm of possibility. As far as Carolina, like, I think they're definitely taking a step back from last year. Like, they're still going to be really good. I'm curious to kind of see, like, now they have Jack Roslovic on their top line. Like, I can tell you how that works. It doesn't work very well. Obviously kind of losing Pesci on the back end, losing Teravainen. So I am kind of curious to see how they fill those holes. I do lean Carolina probably even still, but I'm not going to be playing at minus 140.
Okay.
Stay off for you. Moretto, anything in this game?
Yeah. I'll go with a half unit on it just because I feel like I should be treading lightly a little bit more so with some of these totals early in the season. Anyone who watched the show last year knows I fired on a ton of totals, but like, I think early on you still want to be a little bit more cautious. I learned my lesson with the Wild last night with that over, but yeah, you want to be a little bit more cautious because new faces, a lot of like changes in some of these lineups. You want to see how teams kind of differentiate their play a little bit if they do differentiate at all from year to year. So I do like the under though here. I think that Carolina will experience a little bit of a drop off offensively, but defensively, I don't think that there's obviously panic around, oh, Shea is gone and Pesci's gone. I'm not terribly concerned. I think their defense stems from the fact that they just play a very good team game defensively as well. And I think that they're not going to have that much of a drop off, especially bringing Gostisbehere in and Walker in. It's a really good third pairing. I like that they held on to Chatfield. So I think defensively they'll be fine. I think Tampa is still very strong defensively and as a team. Very good goaltending matchup here in Vasilevsky and Anderson. I think when these two teams tend to play a lot tighter. They match up really well with each other. They can roll their lines a little bit. And it's just, I think we'll see a little bit more of a chess match first game of this season here. Shake some rust off offensively. And 6.5 is good. There's FanDuel price is is best in market too. So actually, yeah, we can lock that in there at the 6.5.
Okay, so we went a half unit on this one.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so a half unit under 6.5 minus 114. As Moretto said, best in market. Just check there over on the BetStamp app where we locked it in, and we can confirm that as well. So first best bet of the day. Let's go to the second game of the night. Let's go to the Blackhawks Jets game. We're gonna see Chicago right now plus 205. The Winnipeg Jets minus 255, a total in this one, 5.5. It is sitting minus 140 to the over as of right now. You got anything in this one here, Moretto?
No, I don't. I really don't like this game at all. The Jets are like a wagon early in the season. They always tend to be. They're like a team that peaks in November for some reason every year. And I think the Blackhawks are bad, and I have no interest in laying it with the Jets at this number. Can the Hawks generate enough offense to like get me on it over here? I mean, not at a heavily juiced 5.5 anyways. Just really no interest whatsoever in this game.
Any interest? Maybe we can find a goal
scorer later.
Okay.
I feel the same way. Like I was probably more interested in an under. I think we're probably going to get, if it hasn't been announced yet, Soderblom. Not interested. Way off for me.
Okay. Nothing there. In Chicago, Winnipeg, heading back to the slate for tonight. Next game on the schedule, St. Louis and the Vegas Golden Knights. St. Louis currently plus 172, Vegas minus 210, and yet again, basically the same total. 5.5 minus 140 to the over, plus 114 to the under. Is anyone interested in this one here tonight? Alber?
There is some.
I'm sure Moretto loves the Blues. Like, I'm sure he's not going to fade the Blues 82 times in 82 games.
No, I will, and I'll lose all of them.
No, I mean,
the Blues hate me.
This is a pretty abysmal spot for them, all in all. But like, I'm not laying 210 in Vegas. I know it's boring. Pass.
Okay, Moretto.
Yeah, I mean, there's some wild price discrepancies in terms of the total in this game. You can, if you like, there's 5.5 here at FanDuel. If you shop around, there's 6.5 elsewhere. Obviously, it's a heavily juiced 5.5 here, so it's more so like a 6 here. But yeah, there's some wild discrepancies. That being said, I don't actually have like a strong lean either way. I would, if I had to bet anything, I would lean at these numbers at FanDuel right now. I would lean to that over 5.5. But Binnington looked good in that first game, and obviously he's going to go tonight after Hofer went last night. And the Blues somehow are scoring a little bit more than I expected, but I don't think their offense is actually that good. So yeah, I need to wait a little bit on this Blues team right now, I think, and sort of figure them out. They have played two bad teams. So I honestly even though I know I'm on the Blues under season long, I still like that. I kind of hope that the Blues almost win tonight and we can just like see them get off to a little bit of a hot start. We have more chances to sort of fade them going forward. That's kind of all I'll be looking at here.
Fair enough. For those of you in the chat, we're going to get to the final game of the day that we have coming up here. Send your goal scores now before we get to the game. We'll get to that. And then as Sam Rothstein here in the chat says, hit the like. About a quarter of the people watching the show right now have hit the like button. I mean, I hate to do it all the time, but that's just not enough. Keep hitting the like button. Let's get to the final game here. We're going to go to the Flyers Canucks game. Flyers plus 142 on the road in Vancouver. Vancouver minus 172 right now. Plus money, plus 100, even money. I don't know, however Spanky wants you to say it. To the over 6.5, minus 122 on the under. Moretto, what are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah. Give me another half unit play here. This one, I'm a little bit closer to a full unit than the Carolina one, but I'm going to stick with half. Just again, early in the season, I'm just going to stick with it. There are better than those minus 122s at 6.5. There's minus 115s that are available at a number of places, and there's also like minus 120 widely available. That would definitely obviously be my preference.
Widely available minus 115, by the way. So we'll track at that. Yeah.
So I don't think the Flyers are going to score many goals this year. They didn't score many goals last year. I don't think the offense got better at all. Don't love them defensively though either, which is my concern here. Hopefully the goaltending situation is a little bit better this year, but yeah, that's just enough to keep me a little bit scared off from going full unit on this under. Just the fact that I do think the Flyers, I want to wait and see a little bit, because while I do think they're going to struggle to score, I think they're going to struggle to keep pucks out of their net as well. But this is a game the Canucks should, especially after blowing that lead the other night, should be able to get a bit of a lead here and just suffocate the game and slow things down. I think they learned their lesson the hard way the other night with Seelov's in net. He had a brutal game. They can't just leave him exposed, keep, going balls to the wall and foot on the gas. They have to play a lot smarter, like they did in the playoffs last year when Demko was out. Like, you're going to get a little bit of a lead. You have to suffocate the game. You can't go back and forth and trade chances. So, it's only one game, but I think it was a lesson learned. And I think we'll see a bit of a different approach in this one. And Flyers should probably struggle to score. And I think that the Canucks will make it very difficult on them.
Okay. Anything to add for this one, Alber?
So if anything, I lean to Philly. I do like them more than Moretto certainly does kind of going into this year. Like, I do expect that he'll kind of maybe start a little bit slow as a rookie, but like Mishkov's going to help their offense compared to what they had there last year. Like, I do think the goaltending situation will be a little bit better. Like, you could tell near the end of last year, Sam Ersson just ran out of gas having to play that many games. So I do think that kind of helps. But as far as tonight, like, nothing. I think the number is pretty much in line here. But for me, it would be Philly or nothing.
Real conservative day for you here, Alber. Right? 2 picks locked
Gotta make sure to lock up a few winning days before losing like 12 units tomorrow on college football.
Yeah. All right. 2-1 first week for the guy out, Moretto, and he's just. Yeah, I think I like that side. Not a best bet though.
Finger fully off the trigger. Fully off the trigger. No wonder he likes
okay, Mr. Half Unit.
Okay,
that's fair. I'll give you that.
Yeah. Let's get to our goal scorers for today. If you did have them yesterday, we went 2 for 5 on those. Celebrini scores, as well as Joel Eriksson Ek, courtesy of Alex Moretto right here, grabs it. Yeah, Peter Alber leaning so much, he's going to fall out of his chair. He fall out of his chair right into the massager that he's got behind him in the background there, hiding conveniently. So we go 2 for 5 yesterday. Again, you play them how you would like to play them. Obviously, play these responsibly. Probably play them small, considering that these are lottery tickets, quite literally, if you're just going to parlay them straight up. As for round robins, probably the best way to do these. So we get to those.
All right, let's just do this one time. I actually went back to last year and I looked at it. I bet 0 of those the entirety of last season. It was a one time I really wanted to find a way to fade Jeremy Swayman, and I knew the Bruins were going to come out hot. It was kind of a one-time, very narrative-y thing. It won. That may very well be the last one of those I played this entire season. But I did really like the spot for that yesterday.
Fair.
That's it. That's all.
Fair.
Okay. As Ecold says here in the chat, hey Moretto, if you don't take my pick again today, I'm disliking the stream. Well, don't do that.
It's a Crabs bets level threat right there. I don't know. He also didn't send one. He sent Francesco Greco anytime goal, and that's all he sent.
I know. But yeah, Moretto says no to Josh Norris, and yes,
and thank God I said no.
Norris, no goal, Eriksson X scores. Let's get to where we're at with the ones sent in from the chat today. Let's start with friend of the show, Jordan Mosel. Bedard plus 210. Fanboy bet or decent? What are your thoughts on this one, boys?
After I vetoed Tarasenko last night and he scored, I'm not gonna veto Jordan again. So if you guys want it, I'm good with it.
I'm good with Bedard 210.
I'm good playing this.
Yeah, I'm good. I like this one. I hope this one in the parlay, this one separately.
Although I think it's gonna go off the rails because I know bring up the next one too.
Fuck.
Is the next one the Teravainen?
Teravainen plus 3.
So Arter sent Tavares yesterday, and we said no, and he scored as well. So I think we have to just double down on Hawks here. I think we owe it to both of them to bring these guys in. So yeah, go
Honor
Hawks.
system.
Yeah.
Go Hawks.
So the thing I did kind of notice the other night with Teravainen is like he is getting stapled to Connor Bedard, and they're like making a point of playing those two together. I mean, they even mentioned that on the broadcast the other night on ESPN. It's like the Blackhawks coaching staff is like making a point of putting those two on the ice together almost entirely.
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely, I guess there's a little bit of like negative correlation kind of in here. I do certainly like Teravainen too. Yeah, we can throw it in there. Why not? Now we need the Blackhawks to score two
I
goals,
feel like this is like
this
is
great.
borderline going to become a rule this year, where if someone sends a goal scorer in and they score, and we didn't include them, then we have to include their pick the next day. We basically have to, unless they're sending like 7 goal scorers in the chat. And I knew we can't.
Yeah.
Well, what happens if we end up with 5 different Blackhawks to score an anytime goal, and they're sitting here at what plus?
Then we ride, man. We ride. We hope for a 6-1 Blackhawks win.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, like, what are we gonna do? Deny the chat? Because you know what happens too, Alber. We're gonna come back here the next day. We'll come back here on Monday, and it's gonna be like, Bedard scored, Teravainen scored, and you didn't include them. Yeah, and we're gonna sit here.
The one time that we put a couple of our own picks in there, and the chat goes like 4-0, we're just never gonna live down ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless it's equal. That's a good point. I think that's a good rule. Unless it's equal, then maybe not. Yeah. Okay. Next one, Barbashev plus 330. Where are we at on Barbashev? 330. You can get slightly better out there in the market as well. I don't know. I'm kind of just. I could pass on this one, but
we could.
Hold on
to see where we end up.
We could also pivot here. We denied Tarasenko to Jordan yesterday, so we can now instead of including Bedard, we can go include Barbashev, and then we're not doubled
so
up
then
on
we're
Hawks
not
here.
doubled.
So let's do that maybe. Let's go Barbashev instead. Let's do Barbashev.
Was that instead of Bedard or instead of
instead of Bedard.
Okay.
I think that's the play.
Okay.
We're lighting money on fire if we're trying to get 2 Hawks goals.
Honestly, that's probably better because now we don't need 2 different Blackhawks to score.
Yeah. Thanks for getting to where I was. A minute ago.
Got that one. Thanks, Alber. I wasn't sure what the point of that was. Okay, Barbashev. Sorry, guys. You got to just give me like 2 seconds, just navigating through, making sure I'm getting this stuff in. Okay, next one. Neches. I say it wrong every time. I think Martin Neches and Neches. Anytime goal. Connor. Sentence in. I'm trying to find price.
230 at FanDuel.
There it is.
I mean, I don't love betting goal scorers in games that I'm on the unders on, but I'm also on the unders in half the games tonight, so that makes it pretty tough and limiting if we make a rule out of that. Maybe let's shelf it and see how many more suggestions do we have? We got a lot.
Yeah, we've got a bunch.
Yeah, let's shelf it. I'm not a fan.
Okay, hold off. We'll hold off, and then maybe if we want to come back to it, if we don't like the other ones, we can do that. We'll just say we'll keep it in the chamber.
It's not a no yet. It's not a no.
Yeah, not a no. It's a hold. Set up hold. Brian Elfring, Ratty plus 450. Moretto,
that's like no, I can't because that's also like the worst price in market.
Okay,
by a mile.
Okay.
Right now,
we would rather avoid those.
That's the hard FanDuel lean. So maybe you're onto something. You shop around, bet that elsewhere. FanDuel likes him to score a lot tonight. There you go.
It's true. Okay, pass. Charles Saul, Perfetti plus 260.
I do love me some cool Perfetti.
You can find better at FanDuel too. You can get 310.
What?
Yeah, it's 310 at FanDuel.
Oh.
There's also better than that out there at a lot of spots. There's a lot better than that actually at a lot.
We do
310 isn't even
Teravainen in this game already as well. 310. I don't know. What do you guys think? We got a few others, and some of them are
It's not sitting right with me. It's not sitting right with me.
Okay, shelf it. Colts. Garland plus 300. He did hit on Garland
I was gonna say, didn't he give out
Yeah,
Garland the other night? If he hits 2 in a row, we didn't. Well, we did take the first one, I guess. But
No, he gave out Norris yesterday. We have to put him in his place a little bit. Good price at FanDuel though. Good price at FanDuel. But maybe he's got the hot hand early in the year. We'll give it to him today. He
All
threatened
right,
me like
Garland's
crap, so I'm trying to,
Let's give this one up.
Garland's back. Colt is back in the parlay. Okay, Charles comes back. I don't even know. This could potentially be a fake name. Florian Wirtz.
That sounds like a troll.
That sounds like a fake name.
He's a soccer player. He's a soccer player.
Okay.
So
we add him to the goal score. Yeah.
He's playing for Germany.
I was like, what the hell is this? Okay. Get out of there. Insight. Run it back with Eichel. We tried on Eichel, day 1. That was the slam deal suggestion. He had 4 assists in a game where the Golden Knights scored 8 goals. He almost scored 1. It got tipped. Do we go back with Eichel here tonight?
What was the price we played the first game? Do you remember? Because 115 seems pretty low.
Oof.
Yeah, no.
The Blues are dog water.
I'm out on 115.
Yeah, honestly, I really like the Eichel. Now I'm looking at the price though. That's it's tough. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I would say no for me. 15. No,
How many
I'm
are we
pretty
at
sure we
right
played
now
like a 155. 3.
I would have said 150.
Teravainen, Barbashev, and Garland.
Yep, confirm.
And then we have potential. What was the other one?
Netchess.
Yeah.
And then we have one final suggestion here. Mitchkov. John Edmondson says Mitchkov. No.
I need the under. I need the under there. If the Flyers start scoring goals, I'm going to be in trouble. So let's. I'm going to say no on Mitchkov.
Okay,
selfishly.
No to Mitchkov. Let's go back to where we were before. We got
Holtz. We got Alex Holtz as well there.
Oh, Alex Holtz, Mike Bromberg, plus 400.
It's not up on FanDuel though, so.
Okay, never mind then. Get out.
Oh wait, it is. Never mind. I was looking.
Never mind. Circle back.
Yeah, goals is there. 440.
Not really interested in that.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So let's circle back to the last one. We have 3 right now. There are 4 games. All 3 are in 3 different games. Final one would be in the other game that we don't have. Netchess, anytime goal scorer.
Yeah, let's do it. We need the.
I was gonna say no. The one I like in that game better is Jarvis. So you may as well throw Natchez in because now he's scoring for sure.
Definitely not betting on that. Can I bet under on Jarvis goals now or what? We have a 2-way market there.
Okay. There you go. There's the 4. Those are our 4 for tonight. Again, play these responsibly. These are lottery tickets. Again, I just want to advise that this is what we're doing with these, throwing some darts. For tonight, we're gonna have 4 in our goal scorer parlay. Teravainen in the Blackhawks Jets game, Barbashev in St. Louis Vegas, Garland, courtesy of Colt, circling back on him in Philly, Vancouver, and Netchess, Lightning, Hurricanes. I think this is good.
Yeah.
Round robin these. Let's see what happens.
We're getting 3 of these tonight, I think.
$5 wins you 1,000. Perfect. That's a good way to go on the Friday. Sit around with your buddies. You win $1,000 on the 4 for 4 anytime goal scorer parlay. A little dart thrown and Booth and Bottles at Paris, Texas tonight. That might be the way that's spent. But there you go. There's the 4. That'll do it for today's show in terms of the games and coverage. As for the picks from today, we have 2 best bets. Both of them are for half units. Both of them are courtesy of Alex Moretto, and both of them are unders. We're going to go Tampa, Carolina, under 6.5, minus 114. Yeah, we've got a goal scorer in that game. Someone's got to score to end it all. And hopefully it's Martin Netchess. We're also going to go to the Philly-Vancouver game, under 6.5, minus 115. 1-0 for the Canucks. Connor Garland scores the goal. 1-0 for the Hurricanes. Martin Netchess scores the goal. And we are all happy tonight. That'll get us well on our way for the parlay and to have a good weekend here with starting off Friday with a couple winners. So, boys, thank you very much for doing this. Moretto, Alber, as always, thank you to everyone in the chat for showing up here, for participating, for liking the stream, for subscribing to the channel. If you are in Canada, happy Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
To the Americans, you wait your turn. Yours is coming up soon.
Friday.
Happy Friday. We'll be back here Monday morning, 10:30 a.m. Eastern time for more picks, previews, predictions, and anytime goal scorer parlays. Thank you so much to everyone who tuned in. Enjoy your weekends. Enjoy the games tonight. Good luck on your bets.